Thank you, Francis, and hello, everybody. I'm Melanie Hughes, a member of the Board of Women's World of Backgammon, and we're delighted to have this session today where we review a match between two of the world's strongest women players, Akiko Yazawa from Japan and Josefin Bichler from Germany. They faced off in the Super Jackpot of the first round Backgammon Festival in Aachen, Germany in August. They put in world-class performances with both playing at the 3 PR performance rating level. So for those of you that aren't aware, that's Grandmaster level. So it's enormously impressive performances by both. We thought it would be great and very instructive to ask them to talk us through some of their most difficult decisions in this excellent match. Josefin is joining us in person. Thank you, Josefin. And Akiko has shared comments which are being read by BMAB Master and WWB board member, Irina Litzenberg. Marty Storer is going to moderate the discussion and provide his insights as well as we go. To give you some background on Marty, he's a giant of backgammon, ranked number 13 in 2022, and a BMAB Grandmaster Class 1 with a PR rating of 3.35. And I have to say he's only one of 3 Americans to have earned this title, so it's pretty impressive. He's the executive editor of Primetime Backgammon magazine and a prolific author. He's won more tournaments than we could possibly list here today. Most recently, he won the Masters Jackpot in 2024 St. Louis Gateway Tournament. And in 2023, he was first in the Los Angeles Open and the Connecticut Masters Jackpot. For his many notable achievements, he was awarded the U.S. Backgammon Federation Lifetime Achievement Award in 2022, and we're really excited to have him with us today. So thank you so much, Marty. We're going to give you a bit of background to each player before we start as well. So Akiko Yazawa, she's 44 years old. She's a professional backgammon player from Tokyo and became the world backgammon champion in 2014 and 2018. Remarkable achievement. Akiko was ranked 3rd on the Giants of Backgammon in 2015, becoming the first female backgammon giant in the world. As for her recent wins, this year she won the Merit Open in Montenegro, finished runner-up in the World's Doubles Championship in Germany, and 3rd at the Merit Open Middle Eastern Invitational in Cyprus. She'd like to tell people who'd be attending the meeting today that if you study backgammon hard, the pain may outweigh the fun. In the worst case, you may even hate backgammon and quit. Although studying is necessary to become stronger, don't work so hard that you suffer. Let's have fun with a smile. And I loved that. I thought that was really worthwhile, as all bearing in mind as we struggle with some of our challenges in backgammon. Josefin Bichler is 37 years old, lives in Berlin, and works as an IT consultant and programmer. She started playing about 10 years ago. Does not play online that often and prefers chouette to tournament play. But she enjoys traveling and meeting different people. So she usually plays around 5 tournaments a year. She was a founding member of the German Backgammon Federation and has been a board member for part of the time since its existence and was vice president until last month. Her recent highlights have been in the 2022 Merit Open in Cyprus. She won a huge doubles tournament. There were 185 teams competing, and she was with Will Cockerell from England, and made a semi-final of the Last Chance Championship flight. In 2023, she came in 4th at the Nordic Open, and 2023 she became 4th at the Nordic Open, and in 2024 she's been by far the most successful, reaching a final in the Speed in Gibraltar, winning the Super Jackpot in Beaulieu, and then 3 trophies in Bad Dürkheim, the semi-final doubles with Thomas Kazemieh, 2nd place in the main and winning the Super Jackpot. So a lot of great achievements there. And so with that said, I'd like to turn the session over to Marty. Again, if you have any questions or points that you'd like to make, please post them in the chat. And I hope you enjoy the session.
Yeah, okay, so Josie, unmuted herself. Okay. Now, okay, so what I'm I rolled out this whole match, and I chose about 20 positions from the rolled out file. And what I will do is I will when some of the positions are Akiko's decisions, and for most of those, she has given us her take on the decision, right? She has analysis of her own, and Irina Litzenberger is going to read that. I think what I'll do is I'll read what I wrote about it in the XG file first. I won't discuss it very much. I'll just read what I wrote, and then that will give Akiko, sort of center stage for the ones that she talked about, and for the ones that Josie is, for Josie's decisions, then she can speak directly after I just read what I wrote, because her impressions are going to be very valuable. I'd be honest, I had not heard of her until Joey. I'm sorry, I haven't heard of you
That's all fine.
until it was brought up, and I was really impressed with your play. So it's a privilege for me to be doing this right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my XG screen only, and from there we can just start. I'll bring up the first position and read what I got to read, and I think the first position, Akiko did not give feedback for this one, so we can see and it was a doubling decision, so it was a decision for both players. So here we go. Share.
I need the keys.
Screen. My wife needs the keys. There we are. Okay. Keys given. Share. There we go. Okay, so this position, can you all see it? Everybody can see this?
Yes.
I hope so. All right, good. So this is a position with black. I call it white and black, even though they're walnut and pine nut in XG. White and black seems so much simpler. It's like chess, right? So black is Akiko at the bottom, and she's going counterclockwise, or the inner board is lower left, and the points are marked 6 down through 1. And Josefin Bichler is up top, playing the white checkers, going the opposite direction. So this is the first game of the match, 0-0-11, and it's Akiko's roll, and she's got a doubling decision. And as you can see from the XG screen, she did double, and Josefin took. And both of those decisions were correct according to XG. And I say, quote unquote, excellent double. There are market losing sequences for sure, and Akiko rates to maintain an advantage for quite a while. Josefin has too many points. TMP is called too many points, 7 points made, and her next roll may prove awkward. So, Josie, what do you think about that? What were you thinking when this game happened?
Well, when she doubled, I figured the take was quite easy, especially with she's still on my 18 point. Those checkers have to come home somehow. Her 4 point is open. So I have a lot of material just to keep her. And I really like the double. I think she took a while, if I remember. And I think it's actually not too easy to find, because the market losing sequences are maybe a little bit hard to see, and there's not too many. So I was impressed with that. I'm not even sure I would have found it. But
Yeah,
the take, I think, was easy.
Right. I sort of agree with that. I sort of felt the same way you did when I was watching, when I was first looking at the match. Okay, thanks. That's great feedback. So good decisions by both sides. Now the second position is from the same game, and that is where Akiko had a doubling decision here too, it looks like. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong again. I'm out of order. So I'm going to do, so this is from the same game, and Josie, it looks like you had a 3-2 here. So
this one, yes.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So here's what happened. Josie made the 10 point with a 3, and then found a 2 elsewhere. So you can talk about this. I'll just say what I said, because she chose to make her 10 point, but Extreme Gammon likes to slot the 5 point. Just take the checker from the 10 point and slot the 5 point like so. right? That's the position after slotting the 5 point. And this is the position after the move Josie made. She came up with a 2 and she came down. And I just say the 10 point is worth something, but there are drawbacks. The 2 doesn't play well after 13 to 10. Moving up is lose some control of Akiko's in ward with a goalkeeper. And Josefin may soon have to break the point anyway. It's better just to slot the valuable 5 point and maintain more playability.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, what happened over the board was I pretty much automatically played the 3 because I really liked the 10 point at this point, and then I was looking for a 2 and I found 1 somewhere. I didn't like too much the slotting play because it just weakened my board now, and it seemed like next move, she will really want to make her 5 point or the bar point, so I'm gonna have some indirect shots. So that was part of it, but also I felt like the 10 point was stronger than I now see that it is. As long as she's on my bar point, then it's nice to have this extra blocking point.
Yeah, the 10 points were, yeah, that's right. So I got a little out of order chronologically. The first one I had was it was in the same game, but it was after this point. So now I'm going to go back to chronological order, and I'm going to go to the next one, and the next one is actually happened right, so this happened after the double take, and this is Josefin to play a 6-3. I have this right. Yeah, so white to play a 6-3. So my comment is she actually Josefin ran out to the 6 point, which looks like this. And this is the original position. And you notice that Akiko's on the bar. So I said running to the 15 point saves 5 more return shots for Akiko than the superior 14 to 8, 13 to 10, which XG likes. It looks like that. So she leaves more shots. She safeties a blot over here from 13 to 10, but she leaves a blot out here, vulnerable to some 1s and 2s. And I counted the return shots, and there's 5 more of them for Akiko here. But the good part is that this move pressures Akiko's blots and reduces Josefin's own blot count. Now she only has 1 blot instead of 2. And her best opportunity to win is to hit a blot next turn. So if Akiko does not hit, she's going to have to leave a blot exposed over here to a direct shot. 5-3, let's say, come in and then lift one of these blots, right? And then there's a chance for Josefin to hit and then play against 2 back checkers and try to win the game that way. So then, I said Kaishan on outfield control after that. So she should pay off to 11 total hitting numbers in return for a vastly better chance to send back another checker. So that's all I had. That's all I said.
Yeah. This one I actually noticed during the game. I thought about it for a long time and made the wrong decision. And I noticed the next turn actually. And I think in the following we're going to look at the recube action, right, Marty?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because I was just scared of the shots, to be honest. I mean, before obviously I have 3 backers check. It's a 5 point board. I'm standing behind prime. So you kind of have this instinct to not get hit again. So reducing shots was on my mind. And also,
Yeah.
I just don't like putting the checker on the 10 point. It's not really where it's supposed to go. Yeah. But then afterwards, I was very, very disappointed because, of course, this is a much better threat. Collecting those checkers is so important, or threatening to collect the checkers. I mean, what I didn't look at, if I play like this and she dances, I have a very interesting cupid decision. And I think
true.
Yes. And
that's a very good point.
Yes. And that's why, because I'm going to be spoiling that one, she dances. And so when my checker was in the wrong place and not threatening those checkers of hers, I was very disappointed that I didn't have a threatening cube.
Yeah. Right.
But,
okay.
yeah. So I was just too scared.
Yeah, it's yeah. If you play on automatic, you're gonna make a whole bunch of mistakes. It's hard not to play on it. You just think something's obvious, right? And then you just make
Exactly.
what looks obvious, and then you look at it later. XG tells you it's wrong, and you say, "Oops, I should have played slowly."
Yeah. I mean, also it's a very, very volatile situation. From before I was almost dead, my board is very weak. It's hard to get back into the game. And so I think sometimes if this happens, it's you kind of fall into this trap that you don't think about your threats enough.
Right. You're just so happy to be in a
Yeah,
good position that but you sort of keep in the same mode that you'd been in.
exactly.
All right.
That was a
Okay.
mistake.
All right. Thank you. Good. So now I'll look at that cube decision, which is one move later. And it is, oh, this should be a doubling decision. I'll change it to double action. So now this has worked out because you made both your 5 and 3 points.
Yeah.
Right. And so now you have a cube decision. You own it at 2, and it's the first game of the match. So you have to decide whether to redouble to 4. I mean, Akiko's on the bar and you're on roll. So I wrote, Josefin is a clear favorite, and she may lose her market after rolling a 6, followed by a fan from Akiko. Yet she still has very much work to do and should not give up ownership of the cube. That fact is reflected in XG's estimate that Akiko has about 45% winning chances in the game, including nearly 15% gammons. And then I say, with a centered cube, the cube is a mill, and now Akiko's got access to the cube. Then Josefin would have a double based on the volatility of the position. Like things can change really rapidly. You can lose her market really quickly, especially if she rolls a 6 right away. Based on the volatility and also the fact that Akiko has access to the cube, whether or not Josefin spins it. Josefin has a big edge in Gammon's 1, so if Akiko could double Josefin out, that would be a big deal, right? But she can't as long as Josefin keeps the cube. That's what I said, and it's a fairly substantial error to redouble, though doubling would have been good. So what do you
I
think?
think that was just the thought process where I went wrong. I realized it's so volatile. I have an edge. It is a double, but yeah, I just didn't respond.
Did you take into consideration that it was Akiko, the great Akiko, that you were playing in making this decision?
No.
Okay, good. I like that. I love that. You're just thinking about the position on the board, and you're not thinking about
Yes,
you're not
exactly.
intimidated, and you got a good sense of your own playing
No,
strengths.
I think it's actually not helpful to the game too much if you if you get intimidated by your opponents. It's good and reasonable to have respect for how good the people are, but I think over the board, just play the position.
Yeah, if you're playing 3 PR, you better think that way, or else
I don't always play 3 PRs.
I don't either. So yeah, that's great. Okay, let's go to the next position here. So we have 16. Okay, now we have a cube decision from Akiko, and now I think we got something for Arena to read finally.
Yeah,
So
finally.
this was a double action, not a take action. So I'll just do that. And I said, now Akiko did redouble this because now Josefin's still clear on drug, 3 checkers back against the 5-point prime, and Akiko only has 1 checker back. She has a few numbers that make the bar point and shut down Josefin's game very much like the 3 builders to make the bar point, and eight ways to make the bar point outright, or 22%, right? So even a small chance to draw an incorrect pass, it's a pass, right? Evidently a pass, which is 12.3%. We're down at the bottom left. It says 12.3%. That's what XG thinks you need in order to double. But it says it's actually too good to redouble. by a little bit. And because Josephine only has 17+% chances to win, and Akiko can win a lot of gammons, everything like that. So XG says you should have played on for the gammon. You can often win by doubling otherwise. But
This is
I said
Akiko's comments on it is
yeah. So then I said Akiko's position is more difficult to play than Josephine. So she's more liable to lose equity by making mistakes. Even the best players make mistakes. That's another factor arguing for cashing game.
Akiko says, I knew this was too good, but I thought maybe she would take it. When she gave me the 4 cube, I still thought it was not double. Because of that, I thought she might be overestimating her odds of winning for this kind of position. But she was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
That's
it was a smart thinking based on my cube error before.
Yeah, I mean, that's Akiko's a professional, and she thinks like that all the time, and that's what you have to do. You have to try to get inside your opponent's head. So, all right, good. Are we done with that game? I think we are.
Marty, we do have in the chat room a comment from Wayne Joseph. He said in XG, it might be helpful to show display winning percent as values rather than graphic bar. He said it's not a showstopper.
Okay,
and
let's see. So let me see. To show that it's values. All right. So I'm not sure let's see. Values. I'm not sure what Wayne means by that. Show.
I think if you right click on the yes, just right click. I think you could say display as
Match winning chances?
no, that's the other one, sorry. Yes.
I'm not sure what display as values. I'm not sure what values we need to display. You mean instead of this bar thing or options?
anyway, we can come back to that
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah, I don't. If somebody can give me the exact sequence, I can try that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he means. Okay, so let's go to this next position, which is Akiko's again. It's in the second game, and she won 4 points in the first game. So she's 4-0 to 11, which is about 70% match winning chances. So she had a 3-2 here, and she elected to point on the 5 point, which looks like this, looks like that. And that, she makes the 5 point, but she leaves a lot of return shots. And I went through and I said, okay, she leaves 3 blots and 24 return shots. And I go through the formula. The best play, according to XG, is just to play safe like this, 13 to 8, from 13 to 8 like that. And you're leaving fewer shots. You're only leaving 16 shots, and you're duplicating 3s to hit and to advance and make for Josie to make the 20 point. It's a duplication, and there's a better distribution outside and fewer shots.
Akiko has a short comment on this. She just says, this is a very bad mistake. I succumbed to the temptation to make the 5 point, which is understandable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's very often right to point on your opponent's head, even with a lot of return shots. But here it's just too hard to clean up. And then the next move was two moves? Yeah, 2 moves later for Akiko. And so Josie had missed the blot with she'd hit.
Oh, I hit
and then
one.
she hit, and then things happened. And now Akiko has a 4-2. And I just said, what she did is she went 15-11, 6-5.
Marty, that is on final.
Okay, now it's okay. Now we're on initial,
Okay.
and now we go final. Final is that moved from the 15 to 11, and she lifted that blot instead of making the bar point, making the 7 point with a 4-2, which would look like this. And XG dislikes this play, and I just wrote Akiko's play leaves fewest shots. This play leaves fewest shots, but does not make the 7 and at least 5 checkers on the midpoint. And there are only 6 shots at this outside checker, but those shots are much worse for Akiko than the 13 shots that she would leave after making the bar point like this. Another thing to note is the duplication of 3s to hit on the 10 point on White's Josie's 10 point here, Kiko's 15 point, and also on Josie's 3 point, Akiko's 22 points. So there's a duplication of hitting 3s, and another, there's a 3-2 is duplicated also to make the advanced anchor and also to hit. So there's duplication, so it's not so bad. Now I have to go run and turn off the oven for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Akiko says, my first impression was 13-7. After that, I thought about the number of shots and what my advantage was. I thought the advantage of white comparing to black is that there are fewer backmen. That's why I changed my mind. However, the safety of today was not necessarily the safety of the future.
Yeah, nicely put. I sort of understand her thinking, but I think she also, her structural weakness is just becoming too big, I mean, I do have more men back than her, that's true, but I also have a prime, and I think she has to counter prime a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
and actually the duplication was for me also the big factor. Sorry, Irina.
Yeah.
Sorry to interject. I just wanted to, sorry, I was muted earlier, but the showing the actual values rather than the bar. If you click on
the
4-2,
bar, I
Marty,
see.
so
Yeah,
if you right click on the 4-2 and now go down to display winning percentage. Now go down to now.
Oh, it's values. I see.
Yeah,
Graphic bars. All right, let's do that.
So that gives a bit more information, and also perhaps maybe click on arrow for help to visualize what the move looks like rather than.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. So if I did that with this 4-2, this is what XG likes.
And then you can
if I select this other move,
moves. Yeah, it will show change the arrow.
That'll show the move, and then I can say it looks like this.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Thank you. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks, Wayne, for clarifying that.
Yeah, because I just I'm just used to looking at the bar, and I can always I can hover over and see the whole thing.
We're on
So now let's go to the next position now. Ready for that? Okay, the double 4. Now people have mentioned this one as a very interesting decision, and this was Akiko's. Akiko made a good play with this double 4. So far, XG has been excoriating everybody, but now this I like very much. So she's got a double 4 here. She elected to make the 9 point and the 2 point like this, which looks like that, instead of what many people would have done. Even I might have done it. I might have said, "Oh, I want 4 points made in my board, so I'll just make a 4-point board and hope she stays on the bar and long enough for me to get away." But XG doesn't like this. It says, "Oh, moderate error," kind of thing. So I thought I was impressed by this move that Akiko made. I say 2 checkers on the 9 point, attack the open 4 and 3 points, each of which point is more valuable or more desirable than the 1 point. The 9 point can also serve as a useful blocking point Josefin enters on the 4-3 point here, and you know, it's just a better. The checkers are in play. They're aiming at more valuable points, and they can do some blocking duty as well. And that trumps just one more point in the board, especially sort of a naked 4-point board with only one builder and nothing much in the outfield aiming at the open point. So this is a really good decision by Akiko, and I think a lot of people would have made a mistake here. But no, this one Akiko did not comment on because it was
Yeah,
I didn't.
we can move to the next one then.
So let's move to the next one. Now let's see. Scroll through my position list here. So we go to all right. I want to see which came first, the chicken or the egg. That's the chicken. And where's the egg? That's the egg. Okay, so this came first, I believe. No, the first. No, this is not the. This is the other one came first. Excuse me. Sorry. Double ones, right? So yeah. So double ones. This is double ones or double fours. That's my double four again. So let me go back to my double one decision. Where is it? 3-2-4-2. I'm sorry about this. I'm confused. Game 3. That's why.
It's before that. The
Oh, here. Wait a second.
position before that. It's a double one.
A double one. Now, what did I do with
Double
that?
one by Akiko. So
What did I do? What did I do with that position? I just had it here.
well, it has to be before that. She made the 22.
Yeah. I
so-
understand
so-
it's before. I'm just
So it's the same game, probably.
I'm missing
but-
my file. I'm missing my position file. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go find it. It's
Well, we
in my-
we can continue and then we can.
Well,
go back.
all right. So it was a
All
all right. I'm sorry. Let me just do this first. I'll find it. It's double one in game 3. And which is this one right here. Okay, so yeah, so I've got this here. Found it in the game file. Like I said, this is an instructive position. The shot, and what Josephine did is she made the 22 point like this. She came up to.
I think Akiko did, but
Akiko, yeah, Akiko made
That's
the
Akiko,
22 point, and Akiko did. Yeah, sorry. I get the players wrong too sometimes. So she made an anchor up here and pushed a one there because she liked the anchor. But XG prefers to just to keep these back checkers split and try for a better anchor and control more outfield territory by moving here. Oh no, wrong one. By moving here. Okay. Just moving 2 up and then shift instead of making the 9 point. It's interesting, which is slightly worse, it says, and making the 9 point would look like that. Not making the 9 point would look like this.
7 point.
And which is I thought was very interesting. And I said, okay, the shot equity from the 22 point is not so great against this kind of 6, 7, 8 thing. If the opponent has a lot of flexibility, and all these fair checkers on the 8, 14, 13 give Josie lots of flexibility. So in the near future, she might reposition builders and then have a lot of ways to make the 4 or 5 point and improve her Baron position. And
she wrote on this, I was thinking between 23, 21, 9, 7 or make the 22. Making 22 makes it harder for me to escape or hit the block. For that reason, I didn't want to make it too much, but there is a saying in Japan that says, don't split against a stack. With that in mind, I made the 22. In this situation, I should have paid more attention to other things than the stack.
I think it would be
Yeah.
interesting if my distribution would have been better. Like if I had, instead of, 2 spares on the 8, if I had another spare on the 7, that might already make a difference. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Yes,
but like
I
this, she just
agree.
makes it too easy. My 11 and my 10 point, I can just put the spare checker over there coming home. Yes, I also don't understand the 6-5 play. I would have just made the prime. I don't.
6-5 play.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, the
Oh, you
best would,
mean six? You mean
yeah,
yeah? You
6-5.
mean
I
yeah.
don't know what to do with that. I would have just made the nice prime and good with it. I mean, this one is it's in the long run you have it easier to make the 3 and 2 points. But this would have been
Right.
my play, yes.
Yeah. I guess I guess it's sort of a hybrid. You want to keep your both kinds of chances somewhat good instead of max. To get a 5-point prime right now versus a better possible better 5-point prime later.
And Wayne is saying it gives good 3s, and maybe it'll remake a more pure 9 and 8 later.
True. Okay, good. Okay, now on to the next one, I guess. Now I'm going to go back to my list of beautiful positions. Game 3. Okay, now we have a cube decision from that same game.
I
The
think you
game went
also wanted
on.
to talk about the 4-4.
Oh, the 4-4. We haven't done it yet. Oh, yes. All right.
Exactly, because we
I've done
kept
it in
going
my
back and
in
forth.
my mind.
Yes, I
But now
thought you
let's
would.
talk about this. So this is Josie to play double 4s, and she made what XG thinks is the right play, and what I thought was the right play when I was watching it, which is to simply safety that checker on the 14 point, come all the way into the 6 point, and then make the 4 point. And it looks like that. And you say, oh, you've got 6 checkers on your 6 point. How ugly. How am I ever going to improve with 6 checkers on the 6 point? Well, you have spares on the 6 point. You can go behind the back checkers. You can dump to the 4. You go on the 4 point, and you can move down. It's pretty good, right? So I said it gives good building. She could make the 9. That's the alternative, is to do it like this, just all 4 from the outfield down, from other outfield, Akiko's outfield down into your own outfield. But I said this gives good building power, but well, the trouble is you leave 4 nasty shots, and you might have to leave them even you might have to leave some indirect shot even after you make a point next turn, right? You might make your 4 point and then leave the same 4 shots, or you might make your 5 point and leave 2 shots. So that would be a repeating indirect shot. And the 9 point itself from here might be troublesome to clear later. So, but I think the main factors, might be the shots. I don't know, but what do you think, Josie? I mean, you made a great play here, I think.
Yeah, for me it was definitely the shots. I didn't care too much about all those triggers on the 6 point. Like you said, because I have an extra spare on the midpoint, and with my bar point made, it feels like it's not too uncomfortable to get home. And of course, with the big race lead, I want to get to a cube very soon. Or I will get to a cube very soon. So I don't want to waste that opportunity by getting it.
Right. That's a very good point that I failed to make. To repeat it, getting to a strong double is almost like winning the game. It's almost like cashing. So if you can do that, then you're in great shape, and you're already before the roll, you're ahead over 20 pips with that on the strength of that double 4. So safety is at a premium if you're going to be doubling have a strong double a lot of time, which you certainly are. XG says you're already at 0.899, which is over 73% raw winning chances, and somewhat like 77-ish is like where your opponent's going to have to drop. So 77 to 78 range. Opponent's going to have to drop. So that would be an efficient double because now your opponent doesn't get to play to the end and win those 20-some% games. So you avoid the opponent throwing a monkey wrench by hitting you. So that's a great point you just made. Okay, next. Okay, now we can go to the doubling decision that I was looking at. And now it is a double action. And it is Josie on roll with a 16 pip lead in the race. And I just said, good double with a 16 pip lead in the race. Josie can lose her market and her position rates to improve next turn. So I'm not, yeah, so you want to, maybe Josie, you want to talk about a little about that 22-point anchor of the holding value and the racing considerations?
Oh yeah, for me it was I mean, I thought with the double four, I already thought about the double. It makes sense. I have a strong pip lead, like you said. It's comfortable to come home. Of course, especially if I don't have my 5-point made, this 3-point anchor is very strong. I think about the 3-point anchor. They always say you have a lot of both racing and shot equity, and that's true. So I think it's an easy take. Yes, but I'm happy to get my double in, especially I'm very far down in the match. I don't have any bad rolls next roll. I have a lot of rolls that drastically improve my position. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. Yeah, that's great. Okay, thanks. So now we're going on to the next game. And that will be a 6-1 for you, Josie. And okay, I don't know if you remember this decision, but
yes, I do.
you hit loose on the 2-point, which looks like she comes in with a 1 and hits loose like that. Boom. It looks like that. But Extreme Gammon says no, just come out here, which looks, the arrow shows that. You just come in off the bar to there, and the final position is that. And I wrote the back checker, meaning this one blot here, it's well situated on the 18 point, at least for the moment. It's a slot for that point because Josie can make that 18 anchor with a 3 for a little more holding chances. And the blot may help contain Akiko's outfield checker on Josie's 9 point. But back on the 24 point, it may turn out to be subject to attack. So it makes sense to move it forward now. So that was my comment. And I said more important, and a checker on the 2 point is that also a checker on the 2 point is badly placed. And with more checkers back, you have to be careful about maneuvers like that. So what do you think?
Yeah, that was not a good play. I think I was I don't know, but I didn't like to come out to the 18. It just it didn't feel right for me. It just seemed like everything for Akiko played easy. If I'm there, she can just attack it or she can just come home. Or I don't know, it seemed like her position is improving drastically for sure. So that's why I didn't like that play. I think I overestimated her attacking chances for the bar point actually, because her midpoint is stripped. And of course her checker on the 16 point on my 9 point has to come home. That's a good point. But no, I didn't think about 18 for too long for those reasons. And I didn't like coming to the 15 point for the same reasons. Also, it's just she doesn't have any problems. I strongly considered coming to the bar point and going for that priming game.
Yeah, so all of those other alternatives, like coming out 15 point, is only 028 behind.
Yes,
because it's keeping all your checkers.
Exactly.
You're
That's
not
a nice thing.
you're not leaving a blot so far forward and putting maybe a lasting weakness on the 2 point. And then
Yeah.
the bar point still is it likes it better because you're not putting a checker down so deep. So it's interesting to see all
Exactly.
the
It's still
factors at
helping
play.
my position. Yes.
Yeah, but
That's
you just said you thought it was you needed sort of a desperation hit because she's threatening
exactly.
to come around and win. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
in other positions you might have been quite right about that.
I mean,
So
I'm already behind 50 pips, and she has the stronger position. So I don't
yeah,
mind being hit more. I'm losing the race anyways, so those don't seem to cost anything.
right. It's
But
interesting. Yeah, it's essentially what the long-term liability is on the
yeah,
bottom 2
exactly.
point is still there. So, all right. Anyway, thanks for that insight there. Okay, so now we've got the
Can I
next
comment
position.
on this position?
Yeah,
Yeah, for me, the standard move would actually be to run to the 15 point. But the reason why I don't want to do it in this position is that Akiko's sixes are really bad. And if we run to the 15 point, then her sixes are good, which makes me go to the second best move. So I would jump to the 18. But normally, because we're a lot of pips behind, I would say that going to the 15 is a natural move, and staying back on the 24, we're only under attack from twos and fives.
yeah, right. So, okay, so it's interesting. So what happened? What happened next? Yeah, So XG does like going to the 18, but your point was that
Yeah, for example,
the
if
18
the
does not suffer. Going to the 18 doesn't suffer as much from opponent's sixes as
yeah, exactly.
the 15.
And
Okay,
for example, if the one on the 16 point, Akiko's blood on the 16 point, if that was on the 15 point instead, then she wouldn't have good sixes to hit.
sure. Yeah. Okay, I get
Yeah,
it.
and
That's
then I
good.
think it would be pretty clear to go to the 15 instead.
Yeah. You'd have to leave a checker back anyway. So okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Good insights, everybody. So let's go to the next position, which is what was that one? That was a 6-1. So now we'll go to a 4-2 by Josie. The same game. So now she has made her 2 point. She has made that 2 point, and now she's got a 4-2. Not the best number, but she's got to choose between. The play she made is to enter with a 4 and just come down with a 2. It's pretty natural. But XG doesn't like it. XG says, well, your holding game's a bit dubious there. So XG wants to come in on Akiko's 2 point and then come down to the 9 point with a 4. The second best play being to come in on the 2 and slot on the opponent's 2 and slot your own 4 point that way. But preferring not to leave the blot on the board just yet. Now I wrote coming in on the 23 point, bar 23 is an aggressive attempt to make a double anchor. And Josie, you should go for that rather than accept an iffy holding game based mostly just on the 21 anchor. So if you slot the 23 point, you might make it. And if you get attacked on the 23, you get pointed on, let's say on Akiko's 2 point, you might come back with a 1 and make a double anchor. And that's a real much stronger position than just much stronger defensively than just having her 4 point with a trailer back on the 1. So, and it says she's an XG just likes that because it evaluates that as a better long-term chance. So what were you thinking at the time, Josie?
Well, at the time, I didn't like how easy it was to attack there, and I didn't really see this 2-point anchor as such a likely outcome. That's why I went for the other one. I mean, after I saw it, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are difficult decisions for sure because if you look at the gammon chances after bar 23, she's going to gammon you over almost 39% of the time, whereas that goes down by about 5%.
Exactly.
But the winning chances go up by almost 3%. And the one gammons are about the same. But the lost gammons are worse by coming out of 23 points. You're leaving 2 blots back there. But I guess you win enough extra by getting a double anchor or by getting more chances to hit in some way. And so it's a very interesting decision. I thought about doing it, I thought about it while I was watching, but I said I just don't know whether it's right. But it would be the play to win the game. It would be the double match point play. You want to win the game, and you don't care about being gammon. But here you do. But at the score, I guess at the score 8-0 for
Yeah.
Akiko, you worry less about being gammon because it's from 9-0 to 10-0 or something. It's something, but it's not all that much. But
Exactly.
from going to 8-0 to 8-2 is a bigger swing, and winning a gammon, gosh, that would be even bigger. So it's just hard to I find it very hard to make decisions like this because you look at all the different factors. You have to weigh the relative merits of each factor in relation to the others, and that's just a hard thing to do. I guess when in doubt, you make the double match point play. You try to win the game. So that's okay. So that's all right. Good. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, what is next? We got one position from game 5. And this again, Josie's got a doubling decision. And now it's 9-0. I guess Akiko cashed that point. And now she's up 2 away to 11 away, which is pretty scary. So now Josie's on roll, and Akiko's got blots all around the board, and she's got to decide, is this good enough to double at the score? Now, do you think it is good enough to double at the score according to XG, and it says by 0.05, which is not chump change. And Josie looked and she said, I'm behind by all that. I'm behind, so I better not lose my mark. Double. And I just wrote, Josie does not want to lose her mark at a score like this. She has a better position with pretty good attacking chances, so she doubles. And I think it's as simple as that. But I don't know if you had any doubts about it, Josie, or what?
No, I did not. I mean, at this score from roll 1, you hope to just shove the cube over there, and with the smallest advantage, you just do.
Yeah, because a 1 point loss is really bad too, right? 10 going down, losing 1 is hardly worse than losing 2, because
Yes.
10-0 is it must be a 2% chance to win or something like that, or 3. I don't know exactly what, but it's down there in the chump change.
And I mean, you roll some I don't know, some double 3 or something. She dances. It's going to be a double pass, and you bite yourself on the ass that you're not winning the gammon.
That's right.
You don't want to see that.
No. So this was a fine double, and intermediate players should be aware that you don't need much of it. What you need, Kit Woolsey said, what you need in a position like this is an excuse not to double. You have to look really hard for a reason not to double. And the default position should be, you have 3 blots, better position, close race, many ways to hit, many ways to attack, just double. You want to cash those 4 points when they come your way, and instead of 1, as Josie just said. All right, now we go to game 6. I want to make sure I don't get out of order. Yeah, game 6. We're almost done here. Wow. We got 4 more positions from the 6th and final game. The first one was a double 3. So that was game 5, which Josie won. I think she won 2 points. Am I right? I think so. Yeah.
So yes.
Won 2 points. And
In the match, right?
yeah. So this is double. Yeah, this is double 3s for Josie, and Now, what were
Yeah.
what were you thinking here? I mean, this to me, right? This is between XG's top two plays,
Exactly.
which is to make the 10 and 3 points, leaving no blots up front, and making a very good distribution of checkers to improve next turn. And the other play is just to make 2 points in the board like that, versus making a point inside and a point outside and unstacking 2 points. That for me, that was and this play is like, well, I say the usual play is to make the 10 and 3 points, protecting the racing lead by leaving no outside blot, and unstacking twice to make 2 useful points. But at the score, it's reasonable to grab a strong 3-point board because you increase your gammon chances, evidently. So you've got 16% gammon chances there, and you've only got 15. No, it's pretty close after each play. No, 15.2 to 16.9 roughly. But after this play, your winning chances go way down from 57, a little over 57 to a little less than 54 by these crude estimates of XG, which, by the way, are not based directly on the rollout. They're based indirectly on the rollout because there's variance reduction. And what XG does is to make it so that you can actually roll these things out meaningfully without waiting 10 years for a statistically significant answer. And it says, well, when I get to a certain point in the game, what I will do is I will reduce the variance by just taking the valuation and ending it right there. And so the numbers are based, the number of gammons and wins, the numbers you see along each line here, those are based on that variance reduction part. And it's called cubeless in a way, because the cube is never considered to be turned. Whereas in a real rollout, all the way to the end, the cube would be turned here and there, and you'd have to reduce the volatility by more rollouts, and then you could get to a more reliable answer. It would take a long time. So that's just an insight about what these numbers mean. They're just estimates, and if you use the numbers and you generated an equity, it would not be plus 419. It would be something different. That's why they call it cubeless or something weird like that. Anyway, so I say the play made here is a blunder, leaving 6 outside shots and making the 10-point, which is inferior to the 3-point here. In other cases, it could be just as good or better, or even better. But here it's inferior. And I said, note that if you make the 5 and 3 points, there are only 4 ways there are only 6, 3, and 4, 1 to hit that thing. But in this position, the play that Josie made, there are 6, or any 7 now hits. 6, 1, 4, 3, 5, 2. And of course, the 6-point is still stacked. So what were you thinking? What were you thinking here, actually, Josie?
Well, I was the first thing I thought was I actually decided to make the 5-point very quickly, because I'm still so far behind in the match. So I'm looking for gammonish positions. She has her 5-point made, so that seemed very natural. And I think then I just looked over at the midpoint, and it looked so stacked. And
Yeah,
then I made that play, and I think that was I should have gone back and looked at it from the beginning again. It is very strange, especially it's such an early game situation, right? I should know this, of course. But yeah, I think that's how it happened.
Okay, yeah. So that goes to the idea that you should not only should look at a bunch of moves, really consider them instead of just rejecting them out of hand, but also to look at things in a certain order. Don't just assume you're going to make your 5-point, for example, and then just make it and look around for your last 2 threes, because XG actually likes, by a little bit, making the 10 and 3 points, which doesn't include making the 5-point, but it doesn't leave any shots, right? So it's strong, and XG slightly prefers it to making the 2 inside points. And this will give you a little, it says a tiny bit more 1 gammons than not significantly different. 16.9, 16.4, that's the estimate of gammon chances, where making 2 points wins out a little bit, but the winning chances are just less if you make the 10 and the 5, just because of the weaknesses in the outfield. I would say the blot and the stack on the 6-point.
So I just want to say we're at the top of the hour. So
all right.
this is what the
Okay,
time
we got two more positions.
Okay.
So let's 2 or 3. That was 3-3. We got 3 more. So let's do a 5-4, which Josie made in this position. So what she did is she came down from the midpoint and with a pay now play, leaving against the strong 4-point board, she left a direct shot 2s. And one alternative would be to just play safe and come in and break the 6-point, which looks like that. It looks ugly, but at least there are no shots. And again, another ugly looking play with no shots. So Josie, I think pretty quickly probably made what I call a fine move, leaving a survivable direct shot rather than breaking the 6-point. So did you make this play quickly, Josie?
I think so.
I think you did.
I'm not sure if I made it quickly, but I was very sure about it once I made it.
Yeah, so it's right. So it's the kind of thing where you might get, if you're running scared, you might make the wrong play, but if you're looking at it dispassionately, you're gonna a strong player is gonna find this. So I'm not surprised that you knew it was right.
Thanks. I think the big point is that her board looks scary, but it's actually it will take a while until she gets those checkers around. That's what makes the shot very survivable. And more importantly, it's I have those checkers at the 16 point, and they have to come home somehow. So the moves that feel safe for one move now. Next move, I have 3 strip points very far away from each other, and no board. And she can just play at least one more roll safely, and then I leave shots for sure, unless I make a double. And I think
that's good. That's good. Thank you. That's really good. So I think I missed one in the chronological order. So this was a double 5 after. So double 5. Yeah, this was a double 5. Apparently you played. Forget how you got this. This is a double 5 for Akiko. And Akiko, here I think Akiko might have had a comment, or maybe not, but she, I said this is what she did is she made her 1 point. No, she made her 3-point. She attacked on her 1 point. And I said, instead of just making her 3-point like this, she went for this play, making the 4-point board and putting Josie on the bar. And I said, this is a nice play, creating a 4-point board, hitting to stall Josie's progress, making a 3-point without hitting would give her a great opportunity to consolidate her front-loaded forward position. In other words, if you don't hit as black, then Josie says, "Oh, now I can untangle all my front-loaded checkers. Maybe I can make it the 4-point or make the 3-point and unstack something, or make the bar point or make the 9-point, or something like that." And I'm just deliriously happy to have the full roll and not be on the bar. So that's really all it was here. And Akiko didn't even. I don't think she even commented on it. Maybe I don't think she commented on this.
No comment from Akiko.
Okay, so but I think that's really just all there is to it.
Yeah, but I think it's very noteworthy for the reasons that you just said. Because many people are going to miss it to hit if they don't have any covers, and it's really about my position here, like you said.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, okay, and now I think we've got at least one more. That was.
And
okay. So this is the last one. Oh no, that isn't the last one, is it? Oh, I have a variant position for money. Why do I have a variant position?
I don't think we.
Okay, this is the racing. This is what we were going to skip. Okay, yeah. So I put that in there. This was just a doubling position where, this was the final thing where at the score of 9-2 to 11, Akiko doubled and Josie took, and it was a small pass. But I went through all the reasoning for why it was. I went through some of the reasoning for why it was reasonable to take, and it was like a .04 pass maybe or something like that. but you know, and you can look at the winning chances in different ways, and you can look at your take point in the match score in different ways, and I just made the point that, well, match equity tables are just estimates, and it turns out to be pretty close if you take the exact match equity table estimates down to the decimal point level. But it's you get the same answer if you just use rounded values, but the difference is huge if you just round, which most people do. But it's not very big if you don't round. So this is just a caution. The match equity tables are to be taken with a grain of salt, and it's hard to find the right answer based on reasoning like that. Okay, so that's it. I think that's it. Are there any questions or comments? Mostly for Josie, but for anybody.
Well, we've been getting some big thank yous in our chat, saying that this has been a great educational opportunity, and people have enjoyed this session hugely. So I want to, on behalf of Women's World of Backgammon, thank everybody who took part in today. Marty, for your excellent commentary and reviewing all of the positions for us. And Irina for representing Akiko's point of view. But I have to say, and especially great thanks to Josefin, because to have your game picked apart in front of everybody and to be gracious about it and willing to talk about your thinking, I know that's not easy to do, and we've so enjoyed everybody's contribution. I think it's been educational, and I certainly got a lot out of it. So I'm sure many others did too. And again, if you look at the chat, there's lots of great commentary coming through in support of that. So thank you again, everybody.
And
Okay,
thank you, Melanie. But Akiko had some parting words.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. So let me bring that up. So Melanie actually read the quotation from Akiko. I'm going to try to find it here. Darn it. What is wrong with my okay, where go up there. Stay up there. I'm trying to look through my download file. Okay. Where did it go? What is wrong with something's wrong here.
But
So
I'm trying to get the file up, and I think I've got it. Do I have it somewhere? Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. Here it is. Here it is. I'm sorry. I've got it up here. I just all right. So now I'm going to share this other part of the screen here. If I can figure out how to do it. I will go share. Okay, now I'm going to share this one here. Okay. There we go. Now I'm sharing what Akiko sent to everyone.
okay. I would like to tell the people who will be attending the meeting for me, if you study backgammon hard, the pain may outweigh the fun. In the worst case, you may hate backgammon and quit. Studying is necessary to become stronger, but don't work so hard that you suffer. Let's have fun with a smile.
Thanks to everyone.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Josie. Congratulations for your great skill and good performance here. All right. Great. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.